Hello, Zombievy here. Apologies for the lighting. I woke up this morning and it was winter outside. Thank you, son. So, 2016 was a notably controversial year for movies, to say the least. Everyone has their opinions on the movies that were released last year, including me, obviously. I kind of wanted to do a top 10, but frankly everyone's sort of done that, and I didn't see enough movies last year, so I didn't think it would really be fair for me to judge. I only saw a handful because of my accessibility down here, so I thought I'd do something else. I still wanted to look back on all the movies released last year and just go through them all. So instead, I'm just gonna quickly go through all the main ones that stood out to me and just give quick little couple of sentence reviews on them all. Just shove them all in one spot and have my thoughts. Say my thoughts. Just throwing my opinions out there. Before I start, massive trigger warnings. These are my opinions and I may have some disagreeable opinions, so just letting you know. Warning. But let's just freaking get on with it because we've got a lot to go through. I'll get the superhero movies out the way first. There were a few. Civil War. Yeah, right off the bat, this is probably one of the best superhero movies made to date. Yeah. My personal favourite is Guardians of the Galaxy, but I acknowledge how well this movie works in bringing these characters to life and giving them real dimensions. The conflict between the sides is believable and hard to watch. The bad guy being just a clever asshole is a good turn for the genre. But to me, personally, Bucky is kind of a weak character to build so much time and plot around him. But he got things going, so... And fucking Spider-Man! X-Men Apocalypse. I love it. I love these sort of rebooted X-Men films with McAvoy and Fassbender. It does what a superhero movie should do. It shows off awesome powers, has some epic scenes that build up to a fairly meh CGI climax, and it's just overall entertaining. Oscar Isaacs is sexy even as a big blue guy, and he owns the villain presence. It doesn't overall stand out much. First Class is still my favourite, but it does what it needs to do and was enjoyable, so I liked it. It has its flaws and awesomenesses. Batman vs Superman. Suicide Squad. Okay, here's where I'm gonna lose a lot of you, I think. Trigger warning. I liked it. I acknowledge everything that's wrong with it and all the criticism, but that doesn't make me enjoy it any less. I like the characters and the colours and the alternative approach to the genre. The editing and the style and the villains, they're all the most criticised aspects, but I came out of the cinema with a smile and I think that matters, so... I'm sorry everyone, if you dislike the movie, I absolutely respect your opinion. Please respect mine. Deadpool. Now we're fucking talking. Deadpool. This movie was fucking perfect. It worked as a superhero movie, an action movie, a comedy, a romance, a drama, an origin story, and its own standalone experience. Ryan Reynolds owned the character, as we knew he would. It did what few superhero movies have done, and that is stand out. Anyone of any walks of life can walk in and enjoy this movie. Quite simply, I hope to see more like this. Doctor Strange. I'll be honest, when writing this script out, I briefly forgot about Doctor Strange. That being said, I did really enjoy the movie and seeing a lesser known Marvel character being brought to life. Being an origin story, it didn't feel too phoned in, you know, it felt genuine. And the special effects don't need their own mention, but I'm going to. The effects are fucking groundbreaking and are paving the way for some epic shit in Infinity War, so like, holy damn, it looked good. On to the animated films. Zootopia. More notably, it's a crazy, innovative way to commentate on social constructs and stigmas. The animation is good, the world it creates is fun, it works well for kids and has more than enough in there for adults to enjoy. Definitely. If anything, I recommend it more for adults. All the way down to the Walter and Jesse joke. Finding Dory. In my opinion, definitely an inferior to its predecessor. It didn't feel as whimsical and right to sit through this one, rather than an organic and fun adventure through the underwater world. It felt more like a sequel. It felt like a sequel. It was fun enough and a good movie for kids. It looks great. I feel like it tried a bit hard to be Finding Nemo though, and if it didn't try that, then who knows, it may have been different, but it was definitely too much time focused on a side character. I'm sorry everyone if you like this movie. It was good, just, yeah. Moana. Okay, Mum and I both cried. This movie is so damn beautiful. The singing aspects can get a bit old, and you know it's only being a musical because it's trying to be Frozen. But it still had great music and it was really enjoyable for it. It does have a lot of very genuinely fun and or touching moments. The animation is unbelievably gorgeous and, well, there's a twist. Such a fucking beautiful twist. This movie was just freaking lovely, okay? Definitely watch it. Sausage Party. Okay, this movie actually really fucking surprised me. I was expecting to really not like this one. I'm not a fan of Seth Rogen humor. Damn, this is a fun movie. I did actually like it. The animation is surprisingly gorgeous and stylistic. The gore is really fun. And as much as it is Seth Rogen humor, it is still really clever. And I'll admit I got a couple of laughs out of it. So props to this movie for not being exactly what I was expecting, but at the same time, being exactly what I was expecting. Kubo and the Two Strings. Now, if I was going to make a top 10, this would very likely be my number 1, because if you watch me, you all should know that stop motion animation is my absolute weak spot. I melt for the stuff. And I've never seen anything like this. I seriously, it looks like computer animation through a lot of it. So yeah, all the praise to how it looks. I could dote about that forever. But that aside, it was a really sweet movie that gripped me from beginning to the end. I was initially skeptical, but within the first 10 minutes I was tearing up and very invested in the characters and where this was going. It's got its predictable and cheesy aspects, but mostly it's just gorgeous in art and in style, and I love it, all the praise. Ghostbusters. Alright. It wasn't that bad. But truthfully, it wasn't really fucking good either. The humour was god-awful, and the shameless references to the original is actually really offensive to the fans. But it generally wasn't that bad. It was really kind of a nothing movie. It was okay, it wasn't terrible, it wasn't worth writing home about. It's really just a controversy about everyone being called a feminazi that overall, it didn't need to exist. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Alright, backstory. I love the Harry Potter movies. I absolutely love them, and growing up with them, I got to be part of something amazing. That I have a Harry Potter tattoo on the back of my neck. Like, it's definitely part of my life that I really love, really appreciate, but I feel like that's all it needs to be. My opinion on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is largely disagreeable, so I'm not really gonna go into it, everyone. If you like it, good for you, there was nothing wrong with it, but I'm just gonna leave it there. I do apologise to fans, it didn't win me over. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I actually reviewed this one properly. If you want to listen to me fucking talk about it for 17 minutes, go to my channel. Basically, I loved it. I enjoyed the visuals and the story and whatnot. Mostly how much Samuel L. Jackson looks like he's having fun with the role. So it's got my tick of approval, check it out. If you like magical, whimsical, that style stuff, which I definitely do. The Magnificent Seven. I never saw the original. Basically, I've never really been into westerns. It's just a genre that I've always subconsciously avoided. But I really, really like this movie. I love the cast, I love the dynamic that all the characters have. The villain? Oh, you found yourself hating this guy, and I really appreciate when movies can do that, make you really angry. So you really want to see the hero succeed. You really get involved in the conflict and you want to see things work out for the small town. And the action, it was difficult to watch. It's realistic in its own stylistic way. I would recommend this movie, especially to Chris Pratt fans. Hacksaw Ridge. Beautiful movie, yes. Beautiful homage to the very, very brave hero of war, Desmond Doss. Similar to Unbreakable, I appreciate that these movies exist. It's a respectable homage to these heroes that deserve it. But as a movie, it felt more like two movies, and I felt like that was a little bit unnecessary. The first half pays attention to his treatment at home and how difficult it was to approach war as a conscientious objector, and him meeting his girlfriend. All very important things, yes. But in my opinion, it goes into it a little bit too much for a little bit too long, when it should have been focusing on his fellow soldiers, because on the battlefield, I didn't feel the connection with them that I felt I should have. It was just, they were just people at that point, which is disappointing. But the second half was fantastic. The battlefield scenes are very, very hard to watch. Mel Gibson, you know, props, the man can direct. Lights Out. Have you seen a horror movie in the last 10 years? Yeah, you've seen this movie. Don't Breathe. This is a cool movie. I love me some Sam Raimi, but it definitely works best only as a movie that you see in the cinema. The atmosphere, the silence, it all works best in that kind of setting. I rewatched this at home and yeah, it was very underwhelming, at least by comparison. It's a really fun ride though, really intense. Steve Lang will freak you out. That man, he's a scary man. And it's got its very shocking and questionable moments. I definitely enjoyed them, but ooh. It doesn't stand out too much, but it's definitely worth a watch. A Monster Calls. Oh, this movie made me cry. Damn it, 2016, stop making me cry. This movie is sweet, incredibly gosh darn sweet, and beautiful artistically and morally. It's a rare combination. It tackles a fairly common issue in film, and that is sickness, but it goes about it in a very unique and compelling way. It's not just black and white, not at all. It approaches the idea with a different message to tell, a very important one that a lot of other movies have neglected. I won't spoil it too much or anything, but it is a very, very beautiful movie. Do check it out if you're into that kind of thing. Liam Neeson's voice, Hunt for the Wilder People. Oh, how I love this movie. I loved it so much. Taika Waititi. This guy? This guy is very nearly one of my favourite directors. He's made some amazing movies. Do check him out, especially What We Do in the Shadows. I adore all his films, and this one is no exception. This one is just freaking gorgeous. It's such a charming movie, oozing with character and Sam Neill. It's got that kind of vibe, that simplistic but just charming and enjoyable tone that really sucks you in and gets you into the characters rather than the big budget, you know? Please check this one out. Gorgeous humour, gorgeous characters. It's just enjoyable. It's just something to sit through, you know, on a boring day and enjoy. Goat. Okay. What the frick frack, America? What is your deal? I am so glad we don't have fraternities, sororities, and the frickin' Pledge Masters stuff. What? I'm never gonna understand. And this movie is actually really good at painting those traditions in a very tricky light. It wasn't exploitation like I was expecting. It was kind of more realistic than that. I don't know, I don't know what they're like. I'm gonna assume it's realistic. I kinda hope not, because what the f. It was frustrating and disturbing and definitely thought-provoking. If you're a moviegoer, it'll be interesting. Obviously it's about a guy doing all the pledge bullshit that but my god, is this guy sexy. He's still my beating heart. You see him go through hell and he's still a babe. The Shallows. I love me a shark movie. Especially these days when you know if it's got sharks in it, it's not gonna be a serious movie. It's, well, shark movies. But this movie does take itself seriously, so will I. It's unrealistic, okay? It's just, I could not get into it because of how horribly unrealistic it is. The shark would not care about this girl, it's already eaten a whole bunch of people, it would be full and it would leave. Like this just wouldn't happen. Damn. The surfing was cool though. Go Australian body double. Alright, we're at the last one. I really don't want to say this. Star Wars Rogue One. Okay everyone, I know. I liked Suicide Squad. That is blasphemy to all moviegoers. And I didn't like Rogue One. I really don't want to go into it. I will a little bit. The difference here is, you know, I was praising something people hate, but I do not want to diss something that majority of people loved, so I'm gonna tread really carefully here. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I love them all. Like, something I've grown up with, always, forever, yes, Star Wars. I didn't care about the characters. I really wanted to. I didn't go into this movie with any expectations, but I was just let down, and in not caring about the characters, I didn't care about what happened, nothing interested me, and then the climax, yes, it was amazing, but I wasn't invested, and I just came out of the cinema disappointed. That's all it comes down to, is I was disappointed. I don't want to end on that note. You know, it had Darth Vader, that was cool. But yeah, that's basically all the ones that stood out to me last year, and 2017 is shaping up to be a freaking good year too. Like, it's all happening, especially in the superhero movie realm, like, Jesus Christ. I didn't get to see much, trust me, I know it's sad. If I lived closer to the cinema, I would be there every day. Apologies for the mixed thoughts here, I just thought it'd be fun to throw out my opinions, and please, by all means, if you disagree with me, let me know. I would love to know your thoughts on all the movies, just shove it all out there in the comments. Be brutal. No, please don't be brutal, be nice. But most of all, what was your favourite movie from last year? Mine was probably Kubo and Deadpool, but I'm definitely keen to see more. A day you watch a movie is not a day wasted, okay? Remember that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you all, and I will hopefully see you soon. Bye!